Alright guys, so just in case you missed my in-depth review video of the GrimmSpeed bypass valve, I mentioned in that video that every time I would wide open throttle, and as soon as I released the throttle, the car would just stall. So I watched the RPMs drop all the way until it shuts off after my wide open throttle pull. It doesn't matter what gear, usually second, third, it just shuts off. So the car never had this issue while I had the nameless performance bypass valve, and it only started happening when I installed this guy right here. Like I mentioned in that review video, I am in communication with GrimmSpeed, and what I'm gonna do is ship this back to them so they can test it out to see if it's leaking or not. I also mentioned in that video that I saw that someone did a smoke test on their GrimmSpeed bypass valve and it was leaking from this area where my thumb is. So I guess this thing is threaded on there, and instead of trying to fix it myself, I don't want to void any warranties or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and ship it back to GrimmSpeed. In the meantime, I'm going to be running this. I'm glad I didn't sell it just yet. There's nothing wrong with it, so I'm going to hold on to this and then just wait to hear back from GrimmSpeed. So I mentioned to you guys that I'll be trying to update you guys as much as possible on this issue, and so I will do that. I don't know how long this vlog is going to be, so if it's 30 minutes long, then forgive me, since I'm trying to share as much information as I can in case you guys are having similar issues as me. So currently I took apart the charge pipe. I put this flame resistant tape on here just because it was scratching up against the radiator fan. All the connections, the turbo inlet, as you can see, sitting on the table, and basically I just wiped everything down and cleaned it off. I was getting a lot of oil and stuff like that. So shout out to Brisky86 on YouTube for recommending that I clean all the connections and stuff like that. So I was able to get a lot of gunk from the inside, and I'm gonna reinstall it. Hopefully it helps my air fuel ratios, because right now they're out of whack. Yeah, I'm getting pretty crappy gas mileage as well. So yeah, this is the connection to the charge pipe. It's kind of old now since I've had it for over 4 years now, and I probably should get a new one, but there's no holes or tears or anything like that, so I'm gonna keep using it for now. I am gonna put everything back, and then I'll update this video whenever I get the chance. But yes, check out my in-depth video on the GrimmSpeed bypass valve to get more details on what issues I was having. And overall, don't get it twisted, it's a great product. It's just I know they had to ship out a bunch of these at once, so I'm not surprised if 1 or 2 of them happen to be leaking. But yes, expect this vlog to be very random. I'll update it as much as I can, like I said, but for now I'm gonna get everything put back together, and then yeah, I'll see you guys whenever I see you. All right, it's actually the following day. I didn't finish working on the car until 2 in the morning, so I don't know how much information I shared yesterday. I was just extremely tired, but I got everything put together. Car's running fine. I switched back to the nameless performance. Decided to change the oil while I'm at it. First time using the Motul X Clean Plus. I've been using the EFE X Clean, and I didn't really notice anything different. The reason I'm vlogging today is because I saw another post on one of the forums on Facebook, and they're having the same issue as I am with leaks. So if I already explained this in yesterday's clip, then my apologies. But yeah, the leak that I was referring to is this area right here. That is a spot for potential leak, and I found out that a few people are having the same issues as I am. I'm gonna mail this back to GrimmSpeed and kind of just get their opinion on it, and then provide you guys with an update. I just wanted to summarize everything that I did yesterday, which was swap out the bypass valve from GrimmSpeed to nameless performance, the old one that I had, and then changed out the oil. Oh, and I cleaned off everything, the turbo inlet, charge pipe, and all that, and just retightened everything, and now she's running fine. So that's it for today. I'll most likely update the vlog when I hear back from GrimmSpeed, so I'll keep you guys in the loop.
3,000 years later.
Alright guys, it's actually been a few weeks since the last update to the vlog. A couple things have changed. I got this Outback Wilderness Edition recently. You guys can check out the video. I'll link it somewhere in the description. But the point is, GrimmSpeed got this back to me fairly quickly. They said they couldn't find any immediate issues, but they went ahead and rebuilt it anyway. So what we're gonna do today, I know I've been putting it off because the car has been running so perfectly and I didn't want to change anything about it, but I know I promised you guys an update on this, so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna get this thing installed and see if it continues to shut off. I'm hoping that it doesn't. A couple folks have opened it themselves. I've removed this neck right here and put some Teflon tape around it, but I want to see if what GrimmSpeed did made a difference. So let's go ahead and get this thing installed. Okay, so I got the setup removed. This is the GrimmSpeed turbo inlet with the nameless performance bypass valve. And I'm showing you guys this because I wanted to show the overall troubleshooting process, the trial and errors, and I didn't want you guys to think that I'm lying about anything or anything like that. I'm actually like literally removing everything and putting it back together. So this is proof. So let's go ahead and do that. And on a side note, these things come in handy. I can't believe this is the first time I'm ever using one of these. If you don't have one, I suggest getting one. It makes life a whole lot easier. So we got it installed, and I've mentioned this in a few other videos that you don't really need to zip tie anything, at least I don't think, but I just zip tie all the lines just to be extra sure that nothing pops off or anything like that. So that's why you guys see about 6 of them just all around this setup right here. So got it fully installed. Let's go ahead and drop the car and then go for a drive. I'm hoping for the best. Okay, first start. So I expect the air fuel trims to be a little elevated since it is a cold start. I haven't done anything since installing it, so I'm gonna let the car chill out for a little bit. I got you guys on the GoPro, and I'm just gonna go for a drive and then do a couple pulls, and hopefully it doesn't shut off anymore. So let's go ahead and go for a drive. So I'm just gonna let the car get up to temp and then do a couple pulls. So for now I'm just gonna chill out on the drive. So I do want to mention that I didn't reset the ECU or anything like that. So literally the only thing that changed was the bypass valve. So I'm hoping that when GrimmSpeed rebuilt it, it fixed the issues, but I don't know. We'll see. I can't deny that it sounds better though. The flutters sounds amazing on this bypass valve. Okay, first pull. Okay, so it didn't shut off so far. So if you guys can see, I don't know if you can see from here, but every time I lit off, the RPMs drop very low. So I don't know if that's a good thing. Yeah, so far it's running fine, but those in-between pops kind of concern me. I mean, if it's not shutting off, that was literally my main concern, was the car shutting off when you're going 70 to 80. So it seems that the issue's been fixed, but we'll just, like I said, we'll have to see. I mean, I'm able to hit full boost, and like I said, the car feels fine, so everything's solid so far. Yep, there it goes. the car just shut off. So okay, so I think that was all I needed to know, was it did still shut off. And yeah, I don't want to have to watch how I drive, you know, if I'm doing a pull or whatnot, and worry about the car shutting off. But yes, you guys saw right there, everything is live. It shut off on us when you gave it a little bit of throttle. So I don't know if I just hit the right spot, but it happened again. So basically you give it 100% throttle. As soon as you let off, wait a couple seconds, it shuts off, and it did it again right there. So no issues with the car, by the way. It turns right back on, but it's just, I don't know, it's unsafe. It's kind of annoying that it just continues to shut off. So I'm gonna get home and put the nameless performance bypass valve on, and then give you guys my thoughts on everything. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we're back at the garage. You guys saw the results. The car continues to stall right after a wide open throttle pull, or if you give it enough throttle for that matter. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, lift the car up again, and then get this thing reinstalled, and then I'll provide you guys with my final thoughts. Well, all right, everyone, so that is that. I got the nameless performance bypass valve installed again, and the issues just immediately went away. So let me close out the video. So first, I want to shout out GrimmSpeed for the quick responses when I reached out to support, and I really appreciate the one-day turnaround. So basically, they couldn't find any issues after inspecting it, but they went ahead and rebuilt the bypass valve. Specifically, what they told me was they removed this neck right here and replaced whatever it is that's in there. I'm assuming an O-ring, and retightened it. But as you guys just saw, it still didn't help. It still had the same symptoms as before. The car shut off right after a pull, and or even at this point right after giving it some throttle. I mean, yeah, I'm a little disappointed, but like I said, GrimmSpeed is still a great company. This right here has no reflection on their brand. I may have gotten a bad batch out of the hundreds or even thousands that they've created, which is totally understandable for a new product. And honestly, it could be the way my car is set up, my tune, whatever that may be, but the GrimmSpeed bypass valve does not work with my current setup. So I know some folks have found a remedy for this issue. A couple other people on the forums said they have the same exact symptoms as my car. What they did was they took this apart and they put some Teflon tape around it, and that seemed to have fixed their issues. But at this point, honestly, like I'm really careful of what I say right now, but I'm kind of tired of looking into this issue. I mean, the car is running perfectly right now with my other bypass valve, and so I don't want to touch it anymore. You know, if it acts up again, then I might just go ahead and put some Teflon tape on this thing. But for now, I think we can close this chapter and move on. I'm still gonna hold on to this. It's a cool little piece and it sounds amazing. It's just, like I said, unfortunately does not work with my current setup. So for those who are just seeing this video for the very first time, if you guys are having stalling issues right after installing the GrimmSpeed bypass valve, go ahead and reach out to their support. They're amazing and they respond quickly. I'm sure they'll have you guys ship it back to them for inspection, and I can vouch that GrimmSpeed stands by their product. It's not so much the product itself, it's what GrimmSpeed did for me in order to keep me as a customer, as a happy customer. So they were, like I said, very responsive, and I didn't have to pay any shipping fees or anything to ship this back and forth from their facility to my house within literally a couple days. Yeah, I know I started this video a few weeks ago, but like I said, the car was running so perfectly that I didn't want to mess with anything. This thing was looming over me, and I know I owe you guys a video and an explanation on this, and so that is what I did today. I am gonna put this out there. I have no hard feelings against GrimmSpeed. I'm still a huge fan of their products, and I still look forward to any releases that they may have in the future. This is no reflection on how I feel about them as a company, and I'm still a fan, so let's just get that out of the way. At the end of the day, I did whatever I could, and they also did whatever they could in order to try and get this thing to work with my setup. Didn't work out this time, but it's all good. I'm gonna move on and just enjoy the car again. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and close out this vlog. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.